It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans. You're checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down over y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row crowd.
Are we live?
Oh yeah, we are definitely live. I just definitely forgot to hit the other banner. Oh look,
it's there. We
banner.
Are.
Hi. And then right away he goes right to the Speed Force. Right away. Right away you went right to the Speed Force.
Show, you know what? Just throw the whole show away. Let's not even do the show.
We're already way too late.
Exactly. We're an hour and 10 minutes late than normal. Just throw the whole show away, right?
Yeah, anyway. I can't wait because I'm gonna call this episode the one where they started late. No one else is gonna get it.
No, exactly. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the greatest show right next to the Now Into the Ring. This is Chaz and Friends, where I debate wrestling topics with my friends. Alrighty, let me introduce to you my friend. Hey, it's the Red Dog.
Yo, what's up? It's the Air Force veteran, intel specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, also the DICK of this industry. That's right, the dog in charge, kid. Get your mind out the gutter. But more importantly, we are also joined by another guest. I just wanted to introduce my other guest. Hold on. Come here. Come say hi. Come on. Oh, yep.
I didn't know that.
For those.
I didn't know that's where you. I didn't know that. I thought we really had another surprise guest. Like I thought you were getting me again.
Nope. This is McCoy. This is my dog. She's been adopted. She's been with us for about 5 months now. So yeah. Thank you, Max Scherzer from the New York Mets for paying for all of our adoption fees. And so now she gets to make her debut too. Hi.
You've had her for 5 months now? It hasn't been that long.
Yeah. It has. Yeah, we got her in June. I think we officially adopted her in July. So yeah,
what? That is crazy.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, man, that we've had her.
I remember. I remember when you first met her.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah. I remember the whole thing. Oh wow, 5 months. Jeez, time be flying.
It's been that crazy. Yeah. It really does. The crazy thing, if anybody's wondering, she's actually 3 years old, and she is a chocolate lab beagle mix. So she's very animated and very loving, as you guys can see. She is like all about some pets. So yeah.
So I hope she's ready to debate wrestling.
I think so. But also knowing that we have
as long as she doesn't get too heated and starts barking really, really loud, then that's going to scare me. There are 3 squares. And when there are 3 squares, there are 3 squares. Ladies and gentlemen, live and in color. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Damien.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta get off here for a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'll be back. I promise. I'll be back.
That's what happens when we go live. Wilding. That's what this show's all about. Chaos.
That's never happened before.
I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip this over.
I realized
you're on the other side.
I noticed that I was on the wrong side. I was like, wait a minute. We're already. I didn't want to mention it then, but yeah. Wow, that's okay.
5 minutes into the episode, we've already had so much happen.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna put some of you guys' comments up too.
This is amazing.
Wyatt saying, "Hey, it was good to see you guys yesterday. It was great seeing you too, Wyatt. We had a lot of fun with y'all."
Oh yeah, it was great seeing everybody there at 1CW.
Yeah. Thanks, Keith. We got it now. We figured it out.
See, look, that now when people who actually watch the show tell you you're doing your show wrong. Seriously.
It's just like
I
people
said,
could be like,
throw this whole show away. throw this whole just throw the show away.
Thanks, guys.
Like,
We'll catch you
gee.
guys next week.
You know what? Yeah, we're just now. Anyway, let's get through.
Let's get through this intro.
Let's try to get to the intro. I mean, I'm gonna probably have to do it again when Damien actually does come back on. I mean, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chaz and Friends, the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. I'm Chaz. That's my friend, Red Dog, and Damien, who was formerly here. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platform, whether it's Twitter at 3count_pod, Instagram, TikTok, 3countpod, all one word. Also like us on Facebook at 3Count Pod, the 3 Count Podcast. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at the 3 Count Podcast. Make sure you hit that bell button so that you always get a notification whenever we drop content. And trust me, we drop a lot of content.
Hey, well, hold on. Before we dive any further into it, right? We could talk about it too, on Spotify. I think it said on Spotify we dropped 110 episodes, and I was like, we've dropped a lot more than that. But it said something like 5,996 minutes worth of content.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
It was
we overshot this boundary.
Insane when I seen it. But since you bring it up, shout out to everybody who listens to the podcast. Like I know we always say, we give you guys your PlayStation and an Xbox achievement and trophies at the end, but legitimately, thank you. We're coming up on 3 years and next week, and it's insane that this all started because of the pandemic and because I legitimately got the podcast bug from him. So, and it just happened to turn into 2 at 1.3 shows, and it was So,
we've tried so many ideas with this podcast.
Exactly, and yet
remember
the only 2 that stick was Now Into the Ring and the debate show. Yeah,
because we tried returning to the ring. That fell apart. Remember we did a daily show where we were talking about all the wrestling shows, and that just never.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
That was a horrible disaster. But we still have Now Into Ring 201. I mean, every once in a while we get a secondary guest brought back, and I'm feeling like I need to bring somebody back, and I'll just hit them up and then see if they're available. I know for the future, just show you guys, kind of give you guys the behind the scenes. Vita Von Star is coming back on the show. O'Shea Edwards is coming back on the show. I know Moses was. I was talking to Moses about it. Shane Taylor was also talking about coming back on the show. So there's a lot of people that we're talking to about coming back on the show and just having fun, having discussions with us. So definitely excited about that.
So, but yeah, thank you everyone who listens. So Cliff, since we got since we're on the topic of Now Into the Ring, what's coming out the can this week?
Yeah, so out the week, we have Chaz and I. We have a huge admiration and love for the couple that's going to be coming on our podcast.
Oh yes,
Jay Lee Photography is coming on the podcast. The episode is going to be out on Tuesday, and then the wonderful, the extraordinary La Fantasia, Ronnie Flores is coming on the show too. So we're going to have Ronnie on the show. I'm hyped.
Awesome. Funny thing about the Jay Lee coming on. So yesterday, Christina comes up. We were chatting, and I was, she was still standing up by the, the backdrop, and I was just standing there. I think it was when you were taking pictures with Taylor. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what it was. And she was asking don't you run the 3 Count Podcast with Red Dog? I go, yes, I know what you're about to ask me. Where was I on an interview? And I was like, listen, I don't normally do interviews. I do something that I really want to talk to. I was supposed to be on it, but I was sick as you know what that day, and I was so I'm mad. I haven't even listened to it yet. I'm gonna wait till it comes out to listen to it. But I was like, yeah, I'm mad. I know. I'm sorry. But yeah,
it's funny though, man. It's funny because when we talked about her,
all the cool photos
bring them on.
All our cool photos are there for them. Legitimately.
Yeah. It's funny when I talked to him initially about coming up on the show and stuff like that. they're like, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna talk about? I was like, well, when I bring on people who are like associated with the business, but not necessarily like in the business, right? As far as like a worker or like a manager, I talk to them about like what to expect from like other people. And so like during this episode, we definitely get to talk about like poses that like every wrestler hits that like it's just the same pose over and over again. They want people that they want to look creative and stuff like that too, which is a lot of fun to talk about. And so, yeah, I was definitely hyped when we got the opportunity to sit down and talk with them and talk about like having good communication with the photographer so they know like what side of the ring to get a good shot of you, like hitting whatever move that you're going to be hitting. So I was like, dang, like I go back and think about wrestling, I forget that like, hey, sometimes you might want to tell the photographer like, hey, if you want to get a really good shot of this, you should probably be on like on this side or that side, just on the opposite side, but just know this is happening. And yeah, it was pretty funny to sit back. And then if they know you and they've seen you repetitive times, they know kind of like what positions to be at when you go to hit a certain move.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. And me, I try to be aware of where the photographers are. If people all know, I'm very, very big on facial expressions, and so a lot of times I make sure when I do those big facials, right, that there's a camera there. So because like what's the point of doing it if really the camera doesn't see it? But yeah. So definitely check them out. All right, like seriously, do it for me, please. If there's no interview that you check them out. If you need anything photography needs, not just wrestling wise, hit them up. They're in the DMV Delmarva region area. Yeah, definitely follow them and get yourself some dope pictures. Like seriously. Make sure you buy a shirt, guys. Buy a shirt. Pro Wrestling Tees /3 Count Pod, the number 3. We're gonna close that store down at the end of the year. So go get a shirt before we close shop and open up a different shop with brand new stuff. So go buy a shirt. Subscribe.
We also got to mention it too, right? We are coming up on our 300th episode for Now Entering the Ring. Like I think a lot of people need to kind of know that.
We mentioning Speed Force.
Oh, I went to the Speed Force, or you went to the Speed Force?
I went to the Speed Force.
Oh, yeah. So something we need to tell people is that we're coming up on our 300th episode for Now Entering the Ring. Like, if you guys are paying attention, we put the hashtag in there to kind of let everybody know like what episode is coming up. But yeah, we have our 300th guest booked. We're going to keep it a surprise. We've kind of told some other people about who's coming on, so a lot of people have been super excited about getting this episode and seeing it and kind of like watching me kind of pick the brain of this person. But yeah, Now Entering the Ring is coming up on its 300th episode, and I was just floored at the fact that this is a thing. Like, we have legitimately done 300 episodes, and next year we're not doing another 100 and something episodes. It is probably going to be within like, I don't know, maybe 60 or 70 episodes, because this was a daunting task that I don't want to do again.
I was waiting. I've been trying to tell you, but you weren't going to listen to me, so you had to realize it for yourself. So you're a grown man. I can't force you to do anything.
I think, but what's so cool about this journey was that all the people that we got to meet,
all
the people we got to talk to, and then like coming back to different places, like people were like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then like you see it too, because like all the work that I've been putting in for Now Entering the Ring, we go to different places and different people see us and they're like, "Oh, it's you guys with the podcast," or we're like, "Oh, are we workers too?" But yeah, we have the podcast.
Yeah. No, factual. Let's say yes. Yeah, yes. But yeah, it's definitely it's insane. 300 interviews is quite insane in 3 years. It's legitimately almost like 100 a year, which I still think was a daunting task from the jump. I just want to put it out there, folks. He does this to himself. Like I can't tell people enough. Like people tell all the time, like, "Oh my God, Chaz, like I can't tell the man to do anything he don't want to do. Like he wants to do this."
And that's why we're rated 45th in Thailand
Exactly. Exactly.
In wrestling podcasts, which I was like,
Exactly.
I can't name 45 other podcasts, 44 other podcasts. I was like, we're 45th. I was like, hey, you know what? Shout out to Thailand. We love you guys.
Oh yes, we love our fans in Thailand. But oh wow, that's funny. Oh man. All right. Make sure you subscribe to us on Spotify and anywhere on podcasts. Okay. If it's a podcast center, it got podcasts, we're on there. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that 5-star Frog Splash review on Apple Podcasts for us. And let's get started with temp check. I'm going out of order. Let's go with temp check. All right. Big crazy week going into coming off of Survivor Series and getting ready for a final battle coming up next week. So who's your hottest, coldest wrestler going into this week, Red Dog?
So I think for me, hottest wrestler going into the week, it kind of has to be Sammy Uso. Like, I'm gonna lean that way just because I mean, like, that man, like, crowds like 2 days in a row have been just chanting his name. Well, 3 days if you include War Games. And I kind of have to lean his way, and he's coming off of massive wins and stuff. So I kind of have to go that way. And even that promo on SmackDown, man, it was funny, like watching Jimmy like started, but Jimmy going, no. I told you in the back, we aren't doing this. This night is all about you. And yeah, it was like, yeah, he's definitely right. Like, Sammy Uso definitely deserves the love. I know a lot of people will be like, what? There's a third Uso. There's actually a fourth. Sammy Uso is that guy. Coldest wrestler of the week. Man, I'm going to be honest. I kind of want, like, he puts on great matches. He is definitely the benchmark person. I love watching him work. I kind of want to see this man get some wins and possibly hold the title. QT Marshall, man.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I like QT though. QT puts on fire matches with everybody on Dark.
No, facts.
Like, we watched that match with Action Andretti, and that match was mind blowing. But I want to see him get some stuff in and, like, yo, maybe carry the TNT title. I don't know. I feel there's been like a lot of faces that carry that title, and there's not really enough good heels that are doing it. And I think QT needs his roses. Let's be real. That's what he needs.
I agree on that one. All right, my hottest wrestler. So that's my number 2. Is Ricochet. Sammy Uso is not my number 1, but my hottest wrestler is actually wrestlers. It's 3 of them. Well, technically 4. That's what you call it. That's a Jay-Z line.
Did they all have bracelets?
Do they all have bracelets? You're funny. No, they don't. They don't. At least not to my knowledge.
At least 3 of the 4 have bracelets.
Oh wow! Yeah, because we didn't get there.
Because
it's not us. It's not us. It's not us. I said no. It's the House of Black.
Hey yo.
I'm not. Listen, I have been very, and everyone can listeners can attest. I have been very critical. I literally took mine off before when I took the trash out. I was like, I don't want this around, and I put it back in the box. But the House of Black. I was very, very, very critical of Malachi Black going into AEW, especially after the Cody feud. I have not enjoyed anything Malachi has done in AEW. No offense to him or anything. He's put on fire matches, no doubt. But as far as just, the meat and potatoes, it's been lacking. But the return and him and them, calling out the Elite. Oh yeah. You can inject all of that in my veins. Like a drunkie, give me all of this. I can go for that. So I gotta go with House of Black because I'm a huge Buddy Murphy fan. Like I've liked Buddy from day one. Like, yeah. So yeah. I really want something really for him and Malachi, of course. But yeah, coldest wrestler going into this week. And it's sad because I didn't want to do Kofi Kingston. And I know when Kofi is the vet, and it is, and he's probably now, him and Xavier at this point in their at least singles career, is putting over, the next generation, getting talent over. And that's, listen, don't get me wrong, that's the name of the game. But I mean, it's just straight L's. Your record was broken, you lost. Yeah, it's now yeah.
The loss to Walter.
The Walter,
Gunther.
So I'm going with Kofi. I'm not gonna say the entire New Day. I don't think that's fair, but I'm definitely going to give it that Kofi, because whenever Xavier's not there, he gets his ass beat. He does. It's crazy.
It is weird too because they put on like fire matches all the time, but it's yeah.
So that Kofi gets my coldest wrestler of the week, and I think it's insane because how great Kofi Mania was, and I'm gonna always just enjoy. I don't think nothing's gonna ever take me on a ride like that ever again. Nah. Oh man. But
the Yes Movement and Kofi Mania were like probably two of the best moments of
I agree. I agree. I remember how funny it was. The squad, we were all, Machiavelli was there, Chris Idol was there. Who else was there? No, it wasn't there. He wasn't. Actually, no. It wasn't everybody, but I remember it was WrestleMania. We all watched that one, and then everybody legit popped. It was just that, so anyway, we're getting on about Kofi Mania, but yeah, that's coldest wrestler, Kofi. Let us know in the chat who your hottest and coldest wrestler going into this week. Let's go on to our first debate topic. Sir William Regal. It is reported that it is official that Mr. Regal is officially done with AEW. It is also being reported that he is expected to return to the WWE around next month in an exclusive backstage role. So we know William Regal reasoned that MJF won the championship, turning on Mox and the Blackpool Combat Club, really, essentially. He got written off TV. MJF hit him in the back of the neck with the brass knuckles, right? It was the brass knuckles, right?
It was nuts. Yeah.
With the brass knucks, Regal was carted off. So that was a way to write him off. So we're doing a debate. Is William Regal's better in AEW, or is he better off in WWE?
Is this really the debate topic? I don't know anybody who was going to be like, yeah, man, his run at AEW, top of the tier. I don't think it's going to be a thing because his mic work has always been great, but his mic work in WWE, was amazing, and his mic work is always gonna be amazing. But I think when I look at managerial side, everything that he's done, right? I don't know, him and WWE is kind of like a match made in heaven with each other, especially when it was NXT. I just don't see a reason why I would even think that he can get over talent, right? Wheeler Yuta has been an amazing talent that he got over. He brought in the Blackpool Combat Club, the stuff that he did on commentary was funny for AEW. But when I look at
mask,
the man with the mask, I think
giving me my timber and I ruzzled on your mother. I'm like, what? I really wish. I hope all these reports are not true, because I will miss that. I enjoyed Regal and Excalibur. I enjoyed every time. And you know, Sir William Regal on commentary with us. I go, yes, hello, put man with mask, Mr. Schiavone, man with the mask. Oh, look at you, you sugar plum, you tickle my fancy. Like,
I do like those things. I think when I see him like on NXT as that managerial position, and like, let's be real, this year you and I talked about this, right?
Overdone.
What was the thing that was missing this year when it came down to War Games?
Oh, it was. I mean, listen, I
It
feel
was
like
definitely Regal.
they could have. I feel like they could have done. They could have made an agreement where they could have used his likeness just to say War Games.
War Games. I missed that. It's I don't know, man. I liked his run. I love his runs in WWE so much more than I like his run in AEW. And then again,
I'm not gonna say. I mean, well, yeah, he was there for 20 something years, where he was in AEW for 3 months.
Was it only 3 months?
It's more than that.
Your concept of time is off.
Yeah,
you had McCoy for 5 months.
Legitimately, yeah. Exactly.
So you mean to tell me that McCoy's run with me has been longer than what the Blackpool Combat Club, even though they kind of got together?
I think it's the same like March time. No, it wasn't March.
When did he get released?
He showed up because Regal showed up at All Out. All Out's in July.
No, All Out was in like August.
Then it was August then.
I thought he showed up right before that, because then he smacked the shit out of Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley.
Well, maybe it was the week before then.
I don't.
Was that match with Dynamite then?
Somebody in the comments just put it down below. Was that match on Regal first?
Was that match on Dynamite?
Was it on Dynamite that they were getting into the fight? They were supposed to square off because of the CM Punk angle, right? So I think it was like, because William Regal was there before All Out. I thought there was an event that happened, and maybe it was like August or July where he did show up. Maybe it was only a few months, but yeah, it was like August or July when he showed up.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe.
Then they were supposed to run for the tag titles, but then like CM Punk got injured, and they were like, we want to put it back on Moxley, and then yeah. So I'm trying to figure, because when did
Double or Nothing? That's when it was.
That's when it was.
It was in May. Yes, it was Double or Nothing.
Yeah, so he's been around for a minute.
Okay, so May.
Because I think he got released in January. They gave him 90 days, and then like he showed up in May, and then worked all the way till December. Yeah. Then he got knocked out. MJF said, "Go to sleep, old man."
But I like seeing Regal as a manager. I enjoyed everything about having William Regal as a manager, not a general manager. I think it's played out. I think that whole thing of an authority, like the GM of Smack, I think that's overplayed, and I'm glad that we don't have that really anymore.
But I think it worked in NXT. Like, it worked in NXT. It doesn't work in SmackDown because
it's still overplayed.
I don't know, man. Because when they needed him to be in there,
we need to understand that not everything in black and gold NXT was great, man.
But William Regal was one of those things that was.
Like, just
that could be the argument right there. That's the debate. Was he necessary? And I said yes.
No, he was not. No.
Was he necessary to AEW? Yes, absolutely, because there's a lot of talent that did not know how to get themselves over. And behind the scenes, Regal had been talked about how he'd be like the first person to show up and usually the last person to leave the shows. So he was always in a ring, helping people and growing their abilities and talent, right? So to help get those younger talent over, yes, when Regal was necessary, just like when he goes to NXT and he just downloads all the information that he knows to the next group of guys who are coming in. So I think, although he was great in both. I liked him as the character wise. I liked him in WWE NXT more than I did in AEW. So that's my answer for that.
Listen. I would have rather have gotten Man with the Mask over War Games once a year when I could have gotten William go Man in the Mask every week, damn near. Nah, bro. I could have done with that over just him saying War Games once a year. I really could have. And I'm just gonna stick with that. I'm just gonna stick with that one.
What do you guys think? You guys can.
I mean, it's not going to change my opinion. Just want to let everyone know. It's not changing my opinion.
Yeah, just let him know. Just tell Chaz how he's wrong. That he's entitled to his wrong opinion.
That's what y'all love to do. Everyone loves to do that. My opinion. Tell me my opinion's wrong. But
yes, 100%.
While everyone tells us their feelings on William Regal and Man with the Mask, I know someone's got to do that now because it's funny. You shiver me timber, you sugar plum. Like I used to die, man. Every time I just crack up. Anyway. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Match of the. Oh, here we go. He's here. I got worried for a second.
You know how work is.
I understand. I was trying to. I was trying to keep it going. It was like
delay the time.
Yeah, and I keep looking at the clock, and I'm like, all righty, let's move on. I can't talk about Regal anymore.
Oh, we're talking about Regal?
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. We're moving to the next topic.
We're moving on.
You can't let me talk about my boy. Really?
I've been dragging this Regal debate, trying to get you on, and you come on and legit when I go. All right, I'm over it. All right, well, you got 90 seconds. Go. You got 90 seconds.
Going back to WWE.
Should he? No. So the actual topic is he better? Is he better off in AEW or WWE? We know your answer, but you got 2 minutes.
WWE. Yeah, WWE. Hands down. But seriously, more money, and he ain't got to worry about Tony Khan and all the bullshit. There you go. Case closed. Go back home.
But you know what? It's the one thing. It was like I was telling you. It was like.
Man with Mask.
It's what I was telling Chaz.
Like that is I need that. I want to miss that. I had a whole thing about that, Damon. How every time he used to fuck with Excalibur, every time on commentary, it brought joy. Like wrestling should be fun like that.
I see that.
That's funny.
No, I don't disagree.
He called
and the
me
one thing that I was
every
telling
time.
Chaz, right?
I'd rather that over War Games every year.
And the one thing I was telling Chaz was that the one thing I definitely loved hearing about was how Regal, when the ring was opened up, like early in the morning, Regal would be in the ring all the way up until, AEW Dark was getting ready to get shot. And then he would be in the ring after AEW Dark and Elevation and Rampage. And he would just wait and he would just work with talent afterwards. Like, that's kind of cool to me that, here's this guy with over 40 years of experience. That's like, hey, I'm here to give you this information if you want it. He's like, I'm just going to sit here. But he used to work with all the young kids to help get the kids over and get the young talent over. So I was like, damn, I wish that why
did he have to go back to WWE? All them coaches they got over there. Don't shush me on my show.
One time. This is Chaz and Friends.
Exactly. Chaz and Friends.
One time.
Friend.
I wish one time that I would have been on AEW Dark just so I could pick the brain of William Regal. Just a 5-minute conversation with Venom.
Point. That is what I've been trying to say.
But he does it at WWE. He does the same thing. He sits in the ring.
Go there. I mean, actually,
that's fine. You don't. Yeah. No. Hey, Hunter. He ain't trying to be there.
I'm about to say. I just thought about it. Vince is not there. I now have to rethink my whole 10-year plan. Jeez. Okay.
I don't stand. We here at the 3 Count.
We here at the 3 Count podcast do not express the views and expressions. We need to legitimately put that out.
But sometimes this is the words that come right out of our mouth. I remember So I'm gonna put this story out there, right? One of my friends who works for AEW was talking about the podcast, and I was like, yeah, we openly criticize
Yes.
both shows, right, between AEW and WWE. And Impact, we're fair
All right,
because
that's
we
good.
want to make sure that we get the best products, right? But I did say that we criticize both shows, and he's like, "Are we gonna have heat?" And I was like, "Probably," because I was like, "I don't want to tell you no, and then you be like, you lied to me." I was like, "No, we might." I was like, "Because we've said some things on the show that like,
yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
yeah."
Absolutely.
I would never
I've
be
said some
amazed.
things.
I'd be surprised though. Like MLW would be like, "Hey, we'll take you guys." Like, yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that Regal is doing like Goodwill and Planned Parenthood, but nah. Half of those fools don't want to learn. I'm trying to clean up my attitude.
That's
a little bit
okay.
because I was getting ready to
that's
drop
okay.
the
That's
N
on
bomb,
them.
but you know
That's what they said. Wait, that's
on them though.
That's what
That's not
said.
on Regal.
Oh,
Regal
yeah.
is just offering the knowledge. Just they don't want to take because who was it that was talking about that? One of the other coaches was talking about that, right? That they were like, "Hey kid, like let me help you get over." He's like, "No, I'm already on TV. It's fine." Like, okay, so you made
and
it
a
to
lot
the
of
show.
them think that.
You think that just because you made it to the dance, like that's it? No, dude. Like
Now the
you
work,
have
now
to
the real,
keep building
now the
yourself.
real,
yeah.
now the real work begins.
It's not about just
Exactly.
getting over. It's not just getting over. It's staying over.
Exactly, and staying fresh and making sure that you understand what the hell is going on.
And you're able to like do a twist and turn and learn as you're going about your journey. I thought it was just crazy. I was like, damn, if somebody was like over 40 years if somebody was over 10 years of just experience wants to sit down and talk with me about what I'm doing and how I can get over even more, I am a notebook. Somebody with 40 years, bro, I'm bringing them on a podcast so I can record all that shit that we can talk about.
Right? You're like, here's a step-by-step guide. Look, I've been doing it for a very long time, and I am still learning shit.
It's like I'm gonna be sitting down like I do whenever I'm in the bathroom. I'll be like this, hands on my elbows on my knees and my hands on my chin, just like this, just standing there listening.
Alrighty, on that note, I'm moving on.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Moving on like a good number 2.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Cool. So, time for Damien. What grinds your gears?
Oh. God, see, I feel like I'm picking on AEW.
No,
I really
We're
do.
getting canceled.
I really feel like I'm doing it. But what really grinds my damn gears is fucking Tony Khan. You need to go. He needs to go to rehab. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
He needs to go to rehab.
This is why they're not
Look,
answering my
Tony,
emails.
I get it.
That's probably why. That's exactly why he doesn't answer your emails.
Look, Tony,
Nice.
there's help out there for everybody. Seek some help, my friend, and you'll get it. Put the cocaine down. Put the shrooms down. You can continue to smoke weed, but just you like you need to calm down, my dude. You need to get your life in order. And I'm keeping it that simple today.
All right.
Today I'm keeping it that simple. Tony, get some damn help.
Damn.
right.
Damn.
I mean, that's tame. That is extremely tame. All right, cool. We get a tame one. I like it. I like it. All right.
I love Damian Cornette.
Absolutely. That's your name now.
Oh man.
That's your
Don't
name
get
now.
me sued. Don't get me sued, please. I don't want to get sued by Cornette.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely.
Please no.
Oh yeah.
No. Cornette's
Definitely.
valid. Cornette's he's sick right now. He's not doing anything.
I want somebody. Hey, can we have one of our artists like mix like Jim Cornette and Damien together. Just kidding.
Hey,
No,
you
what
know
you
what?
do is you have Damien arguing and yelling, and then you have Cornette arguing, yelling, and they're arguing at each other.
See, the thing is, though, me and him agree on a lot.
I know that's the funny thing is that now.
Don't go through the Wendy's drive-through.
The best part about it, there's a Wendy's right across from my job that I just left.
That's
Dang.
That's
See?
funny. That's funny.
Mm.
Alrighty. Let's move on to the second debate topic. Alrighty. So, thing that's been talked about in wrestling a lot recently is factions. Recently, the Bloodline has been, people are claiming the Bloodline being the greatest faction of all time. So, we are going to give our top 3
Of all time or
of all time.
or recent?
Oh my god.
Of all time.
Of all
my
time?
God.
Okay.
That's
Of all time.
Ooh.
good.
And
That is-
factions. I'm narrowing it down
All
to
right.
3. I think
And
5.
it doesn't matter.
five
It can be
to two.
anything, right? It can be anything.
Any faction.
Anywhere. All right. I think I got 2. Maybe 3.
Cliff is out here shaking like he's on going through withdrawals.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, there's so
There
many
is.
good ones.
There
It
is.
is
There are
hard
really
to-
good ones.
Absolutely.
It's hard to pull just 3. Like, bruh, what?
And I wonder. Yeah. So I have my 3.
Okay, go ahead.
So, all right. This is in no order, by the way. I'm not. This is in no order. The 4 Horsemen,
Mhm.
I hate you.
Evolution,
4
DJ
Horsemen Light.
Bullet Club Light.
I mean, yes. Actually, yeah. Well, I said the Horsemen, Evolution, New Day.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad pick.
Alright.
I like that.
That is that in no order. In no order, you all can have fun flipping and flopping all which those 3. I'm not doing that, but in no order. But yeah, New Day, Evolution, the 4 Horsemen. I just feel like with factions, if you don't get factions without the 4 Horsemen, I feel like if you took the 4 Horsemen out of history, you don't have anything else. The Shield, I would put the Shield as well. Like that'd be like my 3A, 3B between them and New Day, because of the simple fact you don't see professional wrestling today without the Shield.
So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna switch Shield and New Day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go definitely the Shield. Definitely got to be top 3, like in the top 3. Because, and I justify it this way: all 3 of them Grand Slam winners.
Correct.
Let's just be real. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
are.
another group of dudes who are like that. Right? Just to me, just incredible. Gotta go with the 4 Horsemen, the original 4 Horsemen. Like,
Yeah.
that just changed the whole entire game. I'll give you another group that I think changed the entire game, and we kind of been sleeping on them a little bit. NWO.
I don't like
Like,
Hulk
to
Hogan.
me, yeah, I don't like Hogan.
I can't
but you
disagree
still
with
look
that
at-
one.
But you still got to look at the impact that Nash and Hall had. Macho Man, Henning. Like you had all the
All of
best
it.
guys
They-
there.
No,
I-
they
And
did.
I agree. Yes. Correct.
And it's hard for me because I'm like, yo, aces and eights. Like you tell me, like you can't main event Mafia, like
I
DX,
love- Those
like
are my 2
yo,
favorite.
Bullet Club. Like,
No, there's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah,
Um,
that's why I wanted to make it hard for 3. That's why I said 3.
yeah,
I guess my fave would have to be the Horsemen. Of course, just off jump. The Corporate Ministry,
Ooh.
because
Yeah, I was thinking
I'm a Taker fan, just hands down Taker fan.
Makes sense.
And the Shield. I guess I have to give them their prop. You know what? No, I'm just gonna say the Bloodline. I'm just gonna keep it. Let me keep it a facts. What the Bloodline's been doing, period, in general.
I
That faction has been
It's hard because like I love the Bloodline, right? I don't want to be on a recency bias. But I think what they've done is incredible.
Oh, not being biased. Not being biased.
The New Day, the New Day, like another group of just incredible, like 3 incredible dudes. 2 of them were world champions, right? And then one was a King of the Ring champion, right? So I mean, like I don't know, there's like so many great people, and I think another group that I really loved. That's why I'm like, yo, it's so hard to pick 3 because I love LWO. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I was like, it's hard for me not to lean that way, but the Rascals, right?
The original Pure Ignorance. That's my dark horse.
You know what? I see. Guess what? A lot of people don't like. That was a time, man. That was that was a time. You had to be there. You just
No, that original Pure Ignorance was badass. I don't care what nobody said.
I think another group.
The Nation.
I'm still looking at. Yeah, the Nation. Well, the Nation always has to.
Yeah. There's a lot of arguments though.
What's it wasn't the Rascals, it was like the Radicals, right? That's who was
the Radicals. Yeah,
Perry Saturn and Dean and Eddie and
I was hype as fuck when they first came out.
Right?
When they first showed, all 4 of them showed up. I about lost my mind.
In the front row. I remember when they got pushed and they all jumped in and just all hit like all their finishers. You know? Yep. I think another group that really doesn't get the Dudleys, MIA, Misfits in Action.
Oh yeah.
I say, like, even though, like, you know, a lot of people don't really like Bill, like, you know, but Hugh Morris.
Bill DeMott, Bill DeMott's my boy. I don't care what nobody says.
Actually, I'm gonna put this one up. Our podcast listeners, this is actually a good one too. Underrated, the Oddities.
Oh yeah, they are definitely. They were that group was very entertaining, like just in general. Yeah.
You should know who the Oddities are?
Yeah, I'm showing my young age.
So the Oddities was
Luna. Like, Kurgan.
It was like Kurgan.
So actually, it's funny because like, do you remember so you watched the movie 300, right?
Yes.
Okay, so remember the big tall dude that was like Leonidas kept like stabbing his sword into, and he just wouldn't go down. That is Kurgan from the Oddities.
Oh, really?
Fun fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Kurgan is the man. He's played in a lot of Hollywood.
I think
you always see him.
He was part of that group at one point, weren't they?
John Tetna, right? John Gonzalez was in that group. Like, ICP. That's who like introduced him.
ICP. Yeah, ICP was a part of that group for a little bit.
Yeah. That group was crazy. Someone that no one ever talks about, Right to Censor. Let's be real.
Oh, I love Right to Censor. I love Right to Censor. Dude, they had me dying every week.
The Good Father.
Right.
Val,
you know what we didn't name? And the Hart family.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't say the Hart Foundation, and here's why. One of y'all motherfuckers are gonna make fun of me about it. I heard expect Chaz to be like, fuck Bret Hart. That's fucking like, I don't like Bret Hart. Like, I was like, yo, but Davey Boy Smith, Owen Hart, Jim Avil, Hart, like, that was incredible. I'm like, nah, fuck Bret Hart.
The Dangerous Alliance. Can't forget the Dangerous Alliance.
Right. Oh yeah. So Val Venus. Yeah. Val Venus was in. Val Venus was in Right to Censor. That's how I was gonna mention him, but I was gonna mention him because remember, then he changed his move too. Because remember, he had like the Big Lebowski was like his finisher, the money shot, and then like he changed it to something else when he was with Right to Censor.
I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what he called it. But yeah.
How about that? I got a question. So, since we only named a couple TNA factions, Main Event Mafia, of course, and Aces and Eights. What about Fortune? I know it wasn't the best thing. It wasn't the best, but
they weren't horrible. But yeah, they wanted to. I think they kind of got the shaft. If I want to say, if I want to keep it 100,
Yeah.
like they're kind of, for me, they're a little forgettable until you just mentioned it.
I mean, yeah.
If that makes any sense. So yeah, we all know about the Bullet Club.
I think the Bullet Club. I think the Bullet Club is
Bullet
up
Club.
there as far as great factions. I think Bullet Club is up there.
Absolutely.
But I think Empire is right now the hottest thing in New Japan. Yeah,
I agree on that.
Yeah, United Empire is amazing. Like
Yeah.
Will Ospreay is just amazing at his work with that, and then he just keeps bringing more people. TJP is involved with that group now. Like, bro, like that group is like, whoo, bro, that is like a true takeover.
Imperium.
Old Imperium.
Like,
old Imperium.
Because my problem with before they left NXT, but even before they got into NXT, when they were just running, like that was the group.
Yeah.
And then they got into NXT. Obviously, they started building their faction back up. They did great. And then they came up to the main roster and they changed all their names. And like, it's still Imperium. I get it. Like they go by Imperium, but it's not really the same.
No, the Imperium now that we got on the main roster is not the same Imperium. It is Imperium.
I still like them though.
Yeah.
Like their names are different, but they still have that swagger though. That's the thing.
Imperium, like on the indies, like that's what I was saying. That was like my problem with what was going to happen with Gunther or Walter, however you want to say it, right? Was that when Walter came to WWE and he came on that main roster, he was just another dude. Like, I love seeing that he's the workhorse and he's just putting on banger matches. But my problem is that everything that made Walter special on the indies stripped away. And I'm like, I know it's still him. I know it's still the same ring general, the guy that, you don't disrespect the ring, but I just feel like he's changed a lot. Yeah, it's just a tame version of him. Like, dude, like when I was watching him and he was like with another name redacted and he like had him up he had him on the buckle and like he was just like stomping his face in and just kicking it. I was like, I just felt like there was this more ferociousness to Walter than what I see out of Gunther right now. And I know like I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like this is him or version of him, and I'm just like,
They could be saving it though. Let him work up to that. So when he gets to, let's say, like, get out of the mid card and go into the main event spot, he becomes more vicious.
Maybe.
And that would make sense. That would make sense because instead of showing all your cards right now, where he hasn't been seen by a worldwide audience. You know what I mean? Like everybody, especially in the States, are just now getting a taste of him. So why not build him slowly instead of just throwing it all in everybody's faces all at once?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, but I mean, like, it still feels like there's not the venom that I want.
No,
because I
agree.
And when I know his name's not, it's JD McDough now, whatever. When Jordan Devlin gets up to the main roster and works,
McDonough,
JD McDonough. When he gets up to the main roster and works Gunther, like that's gonna be lights out, right? And I know what's coming. I just want to see it. That's it. Like
I can understand that.
Like the hardcore, like, and I don't. It's weird to say it like that, but like those ones that watch the indies and kind of understand. And then they know what to expect to see when they get to the E, especially now that Hunter's taken over, like on the main roster. We're getting these like more fire matches, and I love seeing it. I know it's coming, and I'm just like, oh god, I'm just waiting to just explode.
We're getting
and just cheer. Like I get the slow burn, but I'm like, oh, this burn is so slow. I just want a pissed off Walter who just berates the shit out of somebody.
He's getting there.
We've been getting fire matches. We've been getting longer matches. Okay, that's what we've been getting. All right, Baron Corbin, 17 minutes on the Monday night ain't gonna do it for me. But hey,
but you know what? Like he's getting over.
He is.
He is
No,
getting over.
He's
absolutely,
getting over.
absolutely. I love Corbin. I love Corbin, but I don't want to see 17 minutes of Corbin.
That match of Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali was,
Oh,
or not
that
Mustafa
was
Ali. I'm sorry. That was last week. I'm
that was
talking
last
about
week.
this week. Yeah, Escobar. This week's Escobar's match was on point
Oh,
as
that
well.
match was
Like,
fire.
Oh, that match was
yeah,
that match was beautiful. Absolutely, Chef's
yeah.
kiss.
So I love it. And so like that's what I'm saying. Like WWE's got like all these like great matches and all these bigger names. And when I look at the faction side of things, I like Imperium. I just feel like I got to wrap it back around. Imperium is just kind of like this tamer version of what I remember seeing on the Indies, where they were just like, "Nah, we're gonna knock your head off because that's what we do." And then now I kind of see it's like, now we're gonna kick your face in because reasons. I'm like, you didn't need a reason when you was on the Indies. You was just like. You
in
saw
the
in Chopper, we
everything's
all
gotta have a
died a
reason.
little bit. You know,
Nah,
but
facts.
we all died a little bit when we saw someone get chopped by Walter.
I still
No, we
die a little
did.
bit.
And I
Hey.
still do because he still be chopping the shit out of
I'm gonna say,
people.
he still don't. I will say he do be pulling some of them. I have
Some
no,
of them.
He had. I know he be pulling some of them, and I think I'll be like, oh, all right.
Is it okay?
Except for those matches with Sheamus, he wasn't.
Well, that's
No.
different.
He was
But
in
Sheamus likes
that
getting
chest.
hit.
Sheamus like
well,
that.
you know,
Because
that's
Sheamus
what I'm
like that
saying.
stuff, little kinky
you
man.
know, look, we already know that, like, what, 75% of the E's roster are a bunch of pussies. I said it.
So here's a group of guys that we have not mentioned being in that category of elite, like the upper echelons of like factions. Undisputed Era.
Yes,
Like-
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have not
Yeah.
mentioned it.
It's because Bobby ruined it by
Opening his mouth.
Yes, by opening his mouth. That's exactly what I was saying.
Look,
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Bobby
everybody
can say what
ruins
Bobby
it.
wants because somebody
Oh,
invited him
God.
onto the podcast to be on Now Entering the Ring. So if you're watching this, not Bobby. We aren't talking about you. It's another Bobby. Just happens to look like you.
Look, at the end of the day, it's free speech. He got the right to say what he wants.
He does.
If he wanted to get
Don't
something
mean I
off
gotta
his
like
chest,
it.
man, no, true. But look, if he got to get it off his chest, get it off your chest, brother.
True, but like, yeah.
You know I'm all about that.
I was fine. I was fine with but I was cool with the Undisputed Era till Bobby ruined it.
You know what though? Like Undisputed Era's the legacy that they left on NXT was massive, man. And they only did it in a short time.
And then AEW doo-dooed on it. And
I mean, it was just the disputed. What did they call themselves?
The Undisputed Elite.
Well, that's when they were teamed up with Matt and Nick Jackson, but that wasn't what they were called when I think it was just the Undisputed.
I didn't know they had a
went
name.
with.
I just
Yeah,
thought
they had their own name.
I just thought I didn't know they had a name. I just thought they were always the Undisputed Elite because Cole was with the Elite.
No, that's why, because they once like the Young Bucks joined in, then they become the Undisputed Elite. But when it was just them, it was just the Undisputed versus the Elite is what they were going for. So, but I don't know, man. I still like Undisputed Era. Like it was just a bunch of cool dudes that we knew they were the heels. We knew we were supposed to boo them, but we were like, yo, it's Adam Cole, bro, and everybody. Everybody.
Oh yeah,
that's where the boom came from too.
Yeah,
like I loved Undisputed Era. It's hard for me not to want to put them in at least in a top 10, probably top 5.
Yeah, my kid knows how to do the Adam Cole, baby.
I think everybody's kid knows how to do it. I know, like all my clients, when I go and train them, we listen to like All About the Boom, which we've talked about, you and I privately, where it's on my Apple Replay list like 49 times this year to like listen to. But like, yeah, I walk around, like people in my gym know that I'm listening to Adam Cole song because I'm walking around the gym and I just be looking at people while they're like, I'll be in the middle of like bench pressing. I know the part's coming up, so I just rack my weight and it's just like, boom!
You're a dork.
Oh,
You're
massive. Guys, look at people. Red Dog, baby.
And on that note, if you've made it to the end of the show,
Thank you.
thank you. legitimately, thank you. Like again, we
What
want to
happened
thank.
to match of the week?
Remember, we don't do match of the week anymore.
Oh, we don't. I actually had a really good one.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead then.
Yeah.
It's the one that I saw yesterday.
What match you see yesterday?
So the main event for DCW Devotion Championship Wrestling
Mm-hmm.
was Manny Lemons versus Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship.
Yeah.
That match was
Let's go.
fire. That match was fire. The show was pretty dope, actually. And y'all might see me on Fight TV because I have front row seats.
Hey.
Hey, yo, let's go.
So look
No,
for the
actually-
big fur coat.
So I am a massive fan of Manny Lemons. And you know,
He's a cool guy.
I tried to bring you on the show a couple times, you know. But
Yeah,
we were
well-
just talking about Devotion Championship Wrestling. Actually, that's what's funny.
Nah,
Right before
you know
you jumped
what?
on and we went live.
Well, guess what? I guess I will see if I can get Manny to come on the podcast
Bet.
because I plan on going to the school and talking to them more, and you know, because they invited me to come up to the show. So
And everybody's got to talk to their favorite adventurer. What's up, Lola? It's good
Yeah,
to see you.
hey, Lola. But no, the show was dope. Like it was pretty dope.
All right, Cliff,
Everybody went out there and killed it.
What's your match of the week then?
I think I'm gonna take Escobar and Ricochet as my match of the week. I really love that match. That was great.
That match was fire.
I got a match I saw yesterday. That is my match of the week. Okay, it is Mike Z. Right.
Yo. I already know. I know this
Mike
match.
Z and Jason Morgan versus a very pissed off Pure Ignorance.
Uh-oh.
That's my
That
match.
match,
That's your
that
match of
match
the week.
would be my match of the week if somebody didn't attempt to do the stomp and almost blow their ACL out.
Ooh. Was that you, sir?
So, like I said, thank you for coming to the end of the show. And my PlayStation users, you get a trophy. And my Xbox users, you get an achievement because we always know it is a hike to get through the show. You've made it to the end. We're at our hour limit. We're over our hour limit. So it's time to wrap
don't get
this
paid
shit
for
up. Like the referee told us, wrap this shit up. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Go buy a shirt. Pro Wrestling Tees /3 Count Pod. Don't you dare type in THREE. All right. Also, make sure, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell button so you never miss content. Because, like I said earlier, we put out a whole lot of content. All right. Don't follow Damien on any social media because you do not want your follow.
Nope.
Follow
Don't
the Red
want
Dog. Follow Red Dog at Red Dog _85 on everything. Follow me at Chaz _the Don on everything. The Grappler Region's best kept secret, the world greatest hater. Oh yeah, Jay Bougie is a punk. He didn't show up. He didn't show up yesterday. All right, because he's ducking and dodging the Don. All right. I forgot that I did have to make sure I wanted to address this on the podcast. I forgot to tell you that, Cliff. But yeah, Jay Bougie didn't show up yesterday. Instead, he decided to go to a tryout that obviously he didn't get signed. So
Oh,
he keeps ducking and dodging me, but hey, he's scared. Like the man sat up there and lied. He's a liar. Mr. PWI 485, you're a liar. You're a snake. I'm gonna break his teeth. Like I'm just every little chiclets.
Damn.
wow!
That's
Why
tough.
you gotta be so violent? You know what? I'm proud of you. I'm not even mad at you. I'm proud of you.
Bro, it's on site, man. It's on site. It's on
The
site.
darkness is strong in this one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm full. This is full Vader. This is Rogue One Vader.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Coming in.
I guess I'm definitely Palpatine.
Oh, you were always Palpatine. Even though you were always Palpatine. Even though you remind me more of a General Grievous.
Eh. No, I'm
yeah.
Obi-Wan
I'm they're more like we need to go back to like the old Republic days.
Yeah.
So those guys, like Darth Malak and Darth Plagueis.
Speaking of that, I have it on the Switch.
We're getting way too many nerds. Hey, yo, we gonna
Oh,
catch
yeah.
you guys later.
Yeah.
Peace.
Oh yeah. Goodbye.
We'll
Goodbye.